10 minutes is all you need to learn how to design or vegan sauces that can transform even the simplest meal. You don't need complicated recipes or special equipment to do that. Once you understand a few key principles, you'll be able to enhance any dish and to make it feel far beyond average. I'll show you the hidden foundation behind the 6 raw vegan sauces I use across my best raw vegan recipes. Even if you're a complete beginner, you'll be able to follow this step by step and start designing on your own. Before diving into making sauces, I want to share the mental process I go through every time I design a new sauce, something that most beginners usually skip. Then we'll touch on the nutty sauce, the tomato sauce, the garlic sauce, the green sauce, the pink sauce, and finally, my secret mushroom sauce, which I've been waiting for to show up in this video specifically. Designing a sauce doesn't start with the sauce itself. And I know it sounds paradoxical, but sauce is not an isolated element. It's a part of the dish that brings unity. To make it clear, I split the sauce design into 5-step workflow. Step 1. What type of recipe is this sauce for? I rarely design sauce on its own. I design it for a specific dish. So the very first question I ask myself, what is the dish? Is it a salad? Is it wrap? Or whatever? Here is what actually matters. Step 2. What's the recipe about? Now I look at the dish and ask, what's missing here? Does it feel complete on its own or not? Consider sauces as a piece of the puzzle, something that connects texture, flavors, aromas, and ingredients into one coherent experience. The sauce doesn't compete with the dish, it makes it complete. Step 3. What role should the sauce play? Now we get more specifics. What is the purpose of a sauce? Is it meant to hide something or highlight it? In my personal experience, sauces play one or more of those four roles: filler, connector, decorator, or highlighter. These are the four main roles. That doesn't mean a sauce can play only one role. Very often, one sauce plays multiple roles at the same time. As you can see, the first 3 steps are all about information collection. Now we're ready to design the sauce itself. Step 4. Core parameters of the sauce. Once the purpose is clear, I move through 4 key parameters like water content, texture, color, and flavor. That doesn't need heavy theory. This is where most beginners overcomplicate. Step 5. Experiment and adjust. Finally, experimentation. Our taste buds are not the same. Even you follow the same guidelines, you still need to adjust amounts for yourself. Now I'll show you how this way of thinking translates into 6 different raw vegan sauces and why each one is designed the way it is. Let's start with the nutty sauce. Using the workflow I just shared. This sauce is designed for salads. Most raw salads are built from dried crunchy veggies like carrots and greens. When the base is dry, the sauce should compensate. This sauce plays 2 roles, filler and connector. It makes the meal more satisfying and brings all the ingredients together. I score it using flavor parameters that are based on my subjective taste. You can take a look at them once and eventually they'll become very intuitive to you. Here we've got 2 accents, sweetness and earthiness that come from flax seeds and turmeric. Water content is at 7, while flavor intensity is at 5. Supportive, not dominant. As you watch your video, pay attention to the number of ingredients I use. Guess what my upper limit is in the comments. Let's do this practically. In your blender, add a bit of water, yellow bell pepper, celery, a lemon slice, pre-soaked flax seeds, and a pinch of turmeric. Blend until it's completely smooth and creamy. The ingredient list I'll put right here. The hardest part is done. Yes, it's a lot of information, but you can relax. You'll be able to download the full PDF presentation later. Let's move on to the tomato sauce. For this one, you don't need any equipment. For our sauces, I highly recommend to use a high-speed vacuum blender. This sauce is designed for dips like chips and for pizza, spread directly on the crust. These recipes need something bright and expensive. The base is either neutral or dense, so the sauce needs to bring energy and clear direction. This sauce plays one dominant role, highlighter. Its purpose to emphasize strong flavors and create contrasts. When I think about this recipe, I see the picture in my head of the triangle: umami, sweetness, and pleasant spiciness. The water content is controlled, enough for spreadability, but not enough to soften the base. Cut a tomato in half. Grate until the only skin remains. Cut the skin finely and add it in one bowl with the flesh. Add 3 finely minced garlic cloves. Season with pepper, dried oregano, and basil. Mix them well. I love this color. We've just finished the second sauce without any oils. Any ideas why? Now let's look at the garlic sauce. I designed it primarily for hot dogs and wraps. Those recipes need something that feels bold, fulfilling, and spicy. The base is usually soft or neutral, so the sauce becomes the main source of the character. This sauce plays two strong roles: decorator and highlighter. It adds visual elegance and delivers a clear flavor statement. Thanks to psyllium seeds, the sauce is thick and creamy, while garlic adds spice. The water content is low, which keeps the flavor concentrated and the structure firm. Now we mix 1 cup of pre-soaked for 8 hours cashews, 2 cloves of garlic, a splash of water, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of psyllium seeds, mix of peppers, marjoram, turn it on. I made my blender struggle a bit, but it's alright. Oh, I almost forgot about the ingredient list. Let's continue with the green sauce, which was supposed to be yellow in the beginning. Burgers and salads are a perfect match for the sauce. Those recipes need nutritious and grounding notes, so the sauce plays two roles: filler and connector. The spices are integrated so the dish feels unified, not layered. Talking about core parameters, the water content is higher than in the previous sauce, which keeps the dish light while still feeling complete. Turmeric and psyllium make the score 5 of 10 in terms of earthiness. In the blender, add zucchini, yellow bell pepper, 1 tablespoon of celery, 3 garlic cloves, 1 pinch of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of psyllium seeds, your spice mix, and a splash of water. Blend it until you see it's homogeneous. Here you go, this is how it looks in the end. This one breaks one rule I usually follow. I suspect all the girls will be jumping for joy learning this one. Let's break down the pink sauce. That's designed for salads, but it also works beautifully with bowls and light wraps. These recipes need something that feels both nutritious and bright, something that wakes the dish up without making it heavy. This sauce plays two roles, connector and highlighter. The beetroot gives brightness, the cashews give softness, and all the spices tie everything together, while the higher water content keeps it light. Note that we have natural sweetness and earthiness that comes from beetroot plus fresh acidity from lemon juice. Such an unusual combo, isn't it? Could you notice that it was the first sauce I put the salt in? In most our recipes, I intentionally use celery, which contains sodium. This one is my favorite, and it almost happened by accident. Long story short, during the last mango season, I had a bunch of mango peels. I didn't want to throw them away. I wanted to give them the second life. At the same time, I had dried mushrooms and chili. Once I combined them, I instantly knew that was something exceptional. This sauce is designed for everything salads, wraps, bowls, warm or cold dishes. It's a truly universal sauce. These dishes need depth, something that acts like glue, adds aroma, and make the dish feel complete. It plays three roles at once filler, connector, and highlighter. The sauce was designed to be pleasantly creamy and cheesy. I've given 9 of 10 to umami because it's deep, dominant, and grounding. Earthiness is also scored high, making it forest-like, warm, and complex. I don't use oils in any meals on purpose compared to nuts, which are high in fat. Oils lack fiber. If you didn't take any notes, no worries, I've done all the work for you by preparing the entire presentation in one PDF you can download by clicking the very first link in the description. Once you learned a sauce design, you gotta put your knowledge into practice. See you soon, Jana Berabera.